Hey, welcome everybody. I have a very special guest joining us today. One of our members in our South Asian six-pack transformation program for men, Karan Sidana, who went from 21.7% body fat down to 14.6% body fat as a data analyst and Punjabi. And so, Karan, I just want to welcome you here, brother, and I appreciate you taking the time and joining us here today. How are we doing?
Thank you. Thanks for having me
Of
here.
course, man.
Doing good. Sunday, having fun.
Yeah, for sure, man. Cool. So yeah, brother, like I was sharing with you earlier before we got started, what I wanted to do today was I'd love to hear from you a little bit about your experience. And if you could just introduce yourself, maybe starting with who you are, your name, what you do, where you're from, and then we could kind of take it from there, talk a little bit about your experience before and after.
Sure. So I'm Karan Sidana. I've been in the US for about 7.5 years now. I originally come from Patiala. It's a small town back in Punjab, India, and currently reside in Chicago. I am a data analyst, as you mentioned, and have been making my way through the pharmaceutical industry here in the US and work for a pharma company here in the Midwest area. Life's busy, and I had been going on this yo-yo journey of kind of enjoying life, balancing careers, wanting to something in me always kind of wanted that, hey, I should at once kind of feel fit, reach my maximum potential. I'm still not there, spoiler alert, but something in me always triggered me when I used to watch even Bollywood movies or Hollywood movies, and I would see someone with like a six pack. Some people, it's just gonna be a movie and it's just gonna go. Life's gonna continue. But for me, it was always like, man, I wish I had that. And I tried everything. I tried having physical trainers. That costs money. I always invested money in that. Um, but this time around, when I came across your video on Instagram, it was something different. Again, I was trying something different. I was like, I've heard this quote that six pack abs aren't made in the gym, they're made in the kitchen. And you spoke to a little bit about that, and you were South Asian yourself, and I was like, maybe that is what is not right. And I gave this a shot, and here we are.
Mm.
It's definitely been quite the journey, and a
Yeah.
good one. Yeah.
And can you share with everybody, like obviously we know the results you got from a number standpoint, but it's different hearing it from your mouth of like where your weight was, where your body fat percentage was compared to where you are now. Could you share with everybody like what was the goal we achieved and in what time frame?
You know what? I was reading through our, which I love, by the way, sidebar. You use AI and technology really well. Like the meeting summaries, any meeting that I've had with you, and it just gets summarized and is in my inbox. So this morning I was looking up. I was like, I'm curious. Let me scroll back to my first meeting that I had with Arsalan because I remember that even though I hadn't signed up for the program, it still got recorded as like that a summary, and I have that in my notes. So I have that in my inbox. The first conversation I had with you, I was at 178 pounds, and my goal was 170. You see, like my goal was 170 pounds with you, and you let me, of course, say that. I'm gonna further in my conversation tell people where you got me at. And I told my mom, I'm like, I'm signing this up. I'm doing this program, and she's like, what, you're paying all this for like just 8 pounds? Yeah. And at least go down to 165. I was like, oh, 165, how am I gonna get there? I'm at 154, 153 right now.
Wow.
So I mean, like I said, I think it is still not my maximum potential, but that is where I am in my journey. What I've come to learn from talking to you, I've cut down a lot of fat, and now I'm going to be on a journey where I'm going to put on muscle. But I feel strong. I can do more push ups than I could before, even if I look thinner or uh, yeah, just I look thinner. I've lost a lot of fat, Doesn't mean that I've lost a lot of strength. I've gained a lot of strength. I am more energetic. Um, I am eating the right things. My body has shifted. My mindset has shifted for what I eat. Um, yeah, because I'm seeing the benefits of those lifestyle changes, and those outweigh the short term, what do you call it, instant gratification that you get from other things. Now, I'm not perfect. I'm not following the regime, or everything that I'm eating or drinking is right. But that is what I've learned through this program as well, that it need not be perfect. There are things that you can still manage. Consistency is key. You've got to get back on the right track as soon as possible, and your body will give you the results, will give you the benefits. And I went in hard the first 2 3 months, and I think that really set me up, like set my foundation up. Because I think further in our conversation, organically, things are gonna come up, because life happened to me. Like it wasn't all smooth along the way. So much of life happened in between, which I hadn't even planned for. The first time I was signing up for this program, I bought a house through this entire process, and that took up so much time of my life. I had I I had just changed my role within my organization when I signed up for this program. So I was new in my team. That required more kind of work hours or travel. I was navigating all of that. Um, but the program still worked. It's not that hard. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, and what would you attribute that success to that you've had, like where within pretty much 4 months you've dropped 25 pounds, you dropped down to 14% body fat, you've gotten a flat stomach. What do you feel like was the secret sauce, if you will, that like attributed to that success? You hinted on it a little bit earlier with the nutrition and with the South Asian background and having that common understanding. Of course, with me being from Punjab, but on the Pakistani side. But I'd love to hear from you, man.
I think about that. I talked to my wife. A couple of things. Like it's not one silver bullet, one kind of thing that led to the success. Consistency, yes, I touched on that. But what I consciously changed in my diet, I think keeping it simple. So simplicity definitely is a big deal. What I mean by that, I'll elaborate. Keeping my meals simple, taking that decision fatigue out of my daily breakfasts. But hey, that's maybe also a personal preference. It helped me. Maybe something else is going to help someone else, but in my case, I was like, okay, I can have this overnight oats for my breakfast 5 out of 7 days. My weekdays, I'm sorted. I don't care. Like those are in my fridge. I've done that overnight thing. It's got my protein in, it's got my fiber in, and I'm good. Some people maybe want to do something else. Fine. Maybe do 2 or 3 simple things. I'm fine with one simple thing. But the key is keep it simple, keep it consistent, take your decision fatigue out of these small little things. I switched up ingredients, right? Like we after your recommendation, like now we're at 98% lean turkey, for example, right? um, and I can still season it up. That's the best part. That's what I want to share with my South Indian community, right? When I'm making those tacos, I get that desi flavor in it. It's not like I'm killing myself and I'm eating all just bland food or something. No, not at all. Like if I look back at my 5 months, I've had quite a lot of fun, and I've had my days where I've not even like followed the recipe or like followed the regime. But it's those 5 to 6 days that you need your consistency for. You can have your fun the one day, get back on track the very next day, keep your workout simple. That was another thing that really helped. You gave us one program, and I was like, you know what? I've tried all these fancy workouts with different trainers before. I've gone to Orange Theory. I've done my personal trainers before who would get me to do different things. Um, but I was never sticking to like, just do this one thing and keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it. I was like, I'm going to just do that this time. I'm not going to worry too much about Am I changing my workouts or not? And that maybe worked too, because I was going to the gym. I'm not thinking about what am I going to do today. Is it my leg day? Is it my upper body day? Is it my lower body day? I have my workouts in my app. I'm going in from day one till the last. At least that was one thing that I always did. I documented my workouts, which isn't too hard because you're anyway waiting between two sets. So you can type in. I see people in the gym spending, I think, more time on their phones than they do on the machines. Um,
It's
you
true.
can yeah, it is so irritating, so annoying. But yeah, no, simplicity. So simplicity, consistency, um, protein, game changer. I don't know what is it going to take you in the whole fitness community and the industry to get people to bust all these myths around protein. You can do protein, you can do protein the right way. I'll leave that to you and your industry to figure that out for how you're going to get the people to understand that. But what I mean by that is Trader Joe's, Costco, everyone for that matter, every company is just getting protein on everything, right? But you've got to understand the ratios. You've A common man will just pick up anything that has maybe protein on it and be like, oh, I'm eating protein. But we understood those ratios, 10:1, the egg white kind of ratios, right? Like, okay, I'll have protein, sure. I'll cut down on my carbs. I will get something that gives me the 10:1 calorie to protein ratio,
Can
for
you tell
example.
people what that means for people that are unaware?
Right. So if something has 10 grams of protein, then it should have 100 calories. If it has 10 grams of protein and it has 500 calories, it's not doing you any good, right? And you might think, and it might be publicized that way, 10 grams of protein, and you're going to be like, yeah, I'm going to get this. Uh, no. Don't. So that's one. That's basic. The next level is where I started gradually looking at the label and the ingredients as well. The lesser the ingredients, the better. Um, Trader Joe's has really good options that you can get. Turkey buns, turkey meatballs, even chicken meatballs, flavored even. Adding edamame, cod to your meals, cutting down on carbs. Now, yes, you can say that that was maybe a sacrifice I made, but it's not like I'm not having rotis. I'm still having a roti. I'm still having a paratha. But I realized that our South Indian diets do have that downside to them. For example, I'm going to tell you, my in-laws are coming in a couple of months, and I'm already thinking like my mother-in-law is going to come here and she's going to cook. She's going to cook. Nothing's going to stop her from cooking for me. Um, but what can I make her cook that can fit into my life as well? I'm already kind of putting my head around that, and I'm gonna figure it out. Um, I'll let her cook a paratha. I'm gonna have to just maybe make a deal with her that I'll have the one, not the three that she. Right. So and yeah, things like that, man. Like it's not that hard because yesterday I bought a couple of pairs of pants. Now you definitely made me spend a bunch of money on that. It's a good problem to have. But I went from a waist of 34 to 31 or 31, 32. I'm somewhere between 31 to 32. Um, I never thought I would be down to 31. Hey, but I'm excited for what's ahead because this is not the end of it. This is just, I think, the beginning. I've cut down fat, which is not easy. Putting on muscle isn't easy either. Um, I know there was a lot of rambling and a lot of, it was a lot. I think it was a long answer.
It's a great answer. There's a
You,
lot of substance to that, and I think good takeaways for
hmm,
the the South Asian listening to this as well. So you were talking about some of the things you've tried in the past, like Orange Theory Fitness, in-person trainers, whereas obviously everything we're doing is online.
yeah.
Can you describe the value of doing it online versus in person, and why you think it actually worked better for you doing it online instead of in person?
Great question. Something was definitely different from the get go. It's for, spoiler alert, it's not more expensive or anything for whoever's listening to this. It's not personal trainers are pretty expensive too. These orange theory kind of things are pretty expensive because you get locked in for a bunch of months if you think about it like that, or if you think about it how many dollars per hour you're spending, because what you're doing with an orange theory is you're only spending that 1 hour there, and the rest of it, they don't care. They're not telling you anything for what to do with the rest of it. Maybe you're sweating your ass off during that 1 hour. You're feeling good about it. That's cardio. Fine, good. What about the rest? Like I said, six pack abs are not made in the gym, they're made in the kitchen. So you're going in this whole rut, but you're not seeing the results. It's not their fault. They're getting you what they said they're gonna get you to do, but the rest of it is left to you. Physical trainers too. With you, with the digital thing, I felt a sense of community, South Asian community. It's not just an app or it's not just digital. There was so much chat that happened on those groups, the fun groups, and I learned about Yaso and True Fru
Oh my,
from
you
all
had to
you.
say it.
I have to say it. No, bro, but that maybe was a game changer. I didn't mention it, but I am a fond of sweets. Any South Asian would be, any Punjabi would be. But I'm good with True Fru. It really gets me what I wanted, and that maybe could have been a game changer too. I just every night after dinner I would pop in one True Fruit, two maybe 30-60 calories, right? Dessert, I'm not counting protein because you're not going to get protein out of your dessert. I'll get my sugar hit or whatever, and I'll keep it down in terms of calories. And True Fruit got me that, and I learned that from the community. So you don't get that with a physical trainer, you don't get that with orange theory. So community was good. Then I follow you on Instagram too, and I would hear you talk about experiences that you had with another client, or I would see your journey. Honestly, um, just watching you wake up at 4 a.m., 4:15 a.m., I'm like, what is this guy up to? What is he doing at 4:15 a.m.? Why is he up at 4:15 a.m. every day? But somewhere in you, maybe that is kind of a trigger, right? Like he does it, so can you, right? um I'm watching your whole journey, the high rocks, right? Journey. I don't think I'm there yet, but it's still inspiring in a way where, man, it feels like it feels personal, it feels family. Like that's my coach. So it's inspiring. um and the community, the meetings, the Tuesday meetings. I've not joined a lot of them, but me and Nikki, my wife, we look through that email that comes again every Tuesday. You meet the community religiously, right? And then Wednesdays we send in check-ins. Whenever you can hop on, you do hop on, sure. But of course everyone's got a busy life, and if you can't, it's not like you're missing out on everything that was discussed. There is the automated meeting notes that would come out, and it's very easy to skim through that. And something that is really of your interest, I would then maybe further go in and look at that deck that you've shared at times. So that is what I think the digital channel gave me, which wasn't there with other things.
Yeah. Thank you, man. That was a very, very well thought out answer, very comprehensive. And I think it's going to help a lot of people understand what actually is involved with the program. Which,
Mhm.
speaking of, when you were initially signing up, just out of curiosity, what did you expect you were getting yourself into? And how did that match up with what you actually got once you were inside the program?
When I was getting into the program, definitely wanted to lose fat, um, while retaining muscle was one of my key goals. I had never thought of body fat percent the way you kind of made me think. I was like, okay, I'm at 21. Yeah, I'll probably get down to 18. Um, we talked about this. I wanted to feel confident at a beach with my shirt off. Um, it's not just it's not just for looks or aesthetics. I think with that automatically your fitness shows, like you're fit, you're healthy if you are if you look that way. It's not, and of course you feel confident and you feel better along with it, so it doesn't just have physical benefits, it has mental benefits too. That is what I was looking for when I signed up. um, I was not expecting a complete shift in how I approach my day to day calorie protein sort of approach. And that was new. Like what you introduced me to was an 1800 calorie regimen, and I stuck to it for the longest time. I did not think I would be able to, but somehow I was, because we were documenting it, which I will honestly accept here online on air that I did not continue doing throughout the program. Right? But that was also me kind of maybe doing my own thing, figuring out that, hey, life's not going to be this way forever, right? I'm not going to keep documenting my meals forever. So I've got to learn how to maybe stay in check while still keeping my meals aligned to what I should be doing. So I gradually maybe started playing around with that. I come from data analytics, so I was experimenting with my data and experimenting with my life again. No, but that is what I was not expecting. Completely shifting my mindset for how I approach my meals. But I did coming out of this program. Um, I was expecting six pack abs, but I knew six pack abs are not gonna come in like 5 months. But I have a flat stomach now. I just went shopping yesterday, and my trigger, I remember when I signed up for this program, was I had just attended a friend's wedding, um, which was roughly 2 years after my own wedding. Of course, you can imagine South Indian community here again. I had got all these suits tailored and kurtas and everything just 2 years ago for my own wedding, which you spent so much money on. And then 2 years from that point, I'm maybe trying to reuse some of them or trying to fit into some of them, and I couldn't. I couldn't fit into them because I was just doing whatever I was doing, and I was like, this is not good. It again hit me. The times that it hit me the most was in those trial rooms in the stores, when I'm trying on a new shirt, when I'm trying on a trousers, a pair of trousers. Each and every brand out there was kind of telling me that a medium is not for you, bro. And I'm like, no, that can't be happening. You're a large. I'm not a large. Like my chest is not a large. And then none of the things kind of fit me nicely. Neither am I a large, neither am I a medium, because I'm like that skinny fat where I'm not fat from anywhere but from my waist and my stomach area. I'm like, this has got to fix. This has got to change. And just yesterday, now I don't care. Now I'm confident walking into a store. I wear a medium, any brand out there, I can wear it and I'm confident. And it fits me the way those things should fit and the way you should look in them. That's what I got out of coming out of this program. And yeah, it was life changing. Knock on wood, I want to keep this going, right? I want to keep this going. The program is not going to be forever, but I definitely, something in me has changed, hopefully forever.
I love that, brother. Very well said. And before we went live on this, interview, you were talking about Diljit, the
Yeah,
son, I believe his name is, and you were mentioning how he's like a fashion icon of yours, and it was just reminding me of how one of the greatest hacks for fashion is just get into good shape.
absolutely. Absolutely. Well said. Um, Call me whatever, but Diljit is an inspiration, and you should see his transformation. For again, whoever's watching this, how he used to look for how he looks now. This is actually one of his quotes too: discipline, consistency, six pack abs are made in the kitchen, not in the gym. Just look at his physique, right? I inspired to be like him, which can't happen if I continue to look the way I did. Um, and yeah, I mean, I wanted to look fit. I wanted to look good. I was in Europe last year and I tried a Montclair t-shirt. Montclair is expensive. Um, a $600 t-shirt. Because I was in Europe, it was a all paid trip by my company. I was in a good mood. I was almost ready to splurge and maybe buy that t-shirt, right? I would buy the one, maybe use it to that, but I couldn't because I didn't fit in it. And Diljit has Montclair in his lyrics and all that, right? He's wearing the Balenciagas, he's wearing the Gucci's, he's wearing the Montclairs, and I'm like, these designers, they don't care for my body type. It's my problem. It's not theirs. I don't think they want to care for this body type. I've got to do something about this. So you see, like,
I never thought of it that way. That's actually makes sense.
right? I mean, yeah, there's going to be a brand out there who's going to maybe care for you or who's going to try to hide your issues, not solve your issues. Fashion brands for sure won't solve your issues. Um, yeah, so, but now I can walk into a Montclair store and maybe try on a medium t shirt again confidently. Life
You know
changing.
what that you know what that reminds me of, Karan? It's like how high-end car companies like Lamborghini or Ferrari, you never see them advertising on TV, right?
Yeah.
It's because
Yeah.
that's not their market. Like
Yep.
it's like similarly, these higher end clothing brands, they're not trying to market to big and tall people. Do
Yep.
you know what I mean?
Yep.
So
It
that
is.
makes sense. I thought of it that way. And
Yeah.
so, Gutton, you've obviously achieved this life-changing transformation. I talk to so many guys that are on the fence, they almost do it, and then they back off.
Mm-hmm.
What was the biggest reservation you had to overcome in order to just get your foot in the door and join the program? Because you got to think about it. One decision away from almost not experiencing all these amazing transformations that you did. So I'd love to hear from you what that was.
Right. Let me think about this because I'm going to give you the right answer. I'm trying to go back to where I was. What was that leap or tipping point? Right. I think I'm gonna go back to a couple of things. I'd never tried this changing my meal process, and it wasn't like with you. It wasn't like, oh, I'm signing up for this program right away. We had a couple of conversations first. One with me individually, um, where you explained to me exercise, nutrition, accountability, the three pillars that this program was based on. Then secondly, I've read Atomic Habits, habit stacking. I was like, I want this program to be successful. I'm definitely investing. I'm trying again some new thing. I need to set myself up for success. And where I'm going with this is try to ask yourself what is keeping you from getting where you want. For me, I realized that if my partner is not included, if my partner is not involved, that's going to be a big game changer for how this program goes about. Because think about it again, South Asian, husband wife cooking their meals together, having their meals together, wanting to have some desi meals, but your wife or your partner is not on this program. She doesn't want to have what you want to have. How is that going to go every day, right? That gym, going to the gym. I want to go to the gym. Maybe she doesn't on a certain day, and that's fine. That can also always happen. You can move around your schedules, but does she want to at least go the same number of times that you want to go? Um, things like that. So to your question, think about what in your life is stopping you, because everyone, like you said, is on the fence. Everyone, not everyone, but a lot of people are definitely thinking about this all the time. It's consuming them. They have these short bursts and episodes of negative feelings, identify those triggers. What triggered you? What stopped you from doing what you wanted to do? Can you maybe remove some barriers? The program's set up nicely. It's going to get your exercise in, which everyone's already doing, but it's going to maybe simplify that and give you a program suited for you, suited for your goals. Keep it simple. It's going to change how you eat. That's the nutrition pillar. You were already trying to maybe fix your meals. Everyone has. Who hasn't? Everyone's tried to maybe fix their meals. Have they kept them consistent? Have they kept them simple? Have they managed the whole calorie to protein ratio? Um, and then accountability. Big pillar, because you do this and then I want to say just life happens, man. Or you're like, fine. There's no program, there's no structure. I don't know if that's really a South Asian thing or anything, but maybe a structure, like the way our education system has worked. I've always liked like a curriculum. Someone gives me a curriculum, follow this, read this, learn this, give this exam, give this test. Great. Maybe that's what it also was, because every Wednesday there's going to be a check-in. You're going to have to show up at that check-in. Oh, that reminds me, I should say this. It wasn't really what pushed me to this, but there have been days where I've not done a check-in. There have been days where I've had a pizza. There have been days where something's off and Arsalan's going to call you at 9 p.m.
At 9 p.m.
What's going on, bro?
on a Friday night.
Friday night. He knows what's up. So, I mean, accountability, right? And I'm the kinds. I've talked to someone. I'll be candid again here. I've talked to a friend. I told them I'm doing this. They were like, we've done this, but we ghosted our coach. I'm sure that probably happens with you too. I thought about it. I'm like, would I ever do that? Why would you ghost your coach? Like, who were you helping with that? Like, you paid the money, you signed the person up, and then you ghosted the coach. What have you got to gain with that? Like, then that's a personal issue. Long story short, what's stopping you is you. You are stopping yourself. I was stopping myself. Um, Try to change that. It's going to take mindset changes. Listen to all these people, man. Listen to all these Kobe Bryants and Michael Jordans and Diljit Dosanjhs, and that's a different mindset. We're not going to get there. We're average people. We're average people. Listen to Cristiano Ronaldo again. Like, maybe do 10% of what they're saying, and life's going to be like very different. So yeah, that.
Great answer, brother. I could not agree more, man. I listen to those kinds of people every day, multiple times a day, because it's just so important to have that right mindset.
Yep.
Because you're right. Like, we get in our own way. We get to the ledge. We see everyone else flying, wondering what it's going to be like to fly without ever taking that leap of faith.
Yep.
Exactly. And I want to give you a big congratulations for not only taking that leap of faith, but for getting the outcome that you did. And obviously doing this together with Nikki, your wife, as well.
Yep, exactly.
So, yeah, Karan, last question for you here is, what would you like to leave everybody off with? Just a last message that you'd like to share with anybody watching this.
Go for it. I'm going to say it's not that hard. It is not that hard. Let me be honest. I have enjoyed my last 5 months, but I've had to figure out how I can make these three pillars work along with all of it. 3 days of workout is not too much. Your calorie intake can be 1800, 2000. What you get in it needs to be thought through, and you can still have fun with it. The 1800 can be fun calories, 2000 can be fun calories. Trust me, without sacrificing on taste, portion control, yes. And gradually your body is gonna be okay with that. If someone's hearing this and thinking, man, how can I cut down my rotis? How can I cut down my chole bhatures and all that? Totally get you. What worked for me was going in hard with that whole calorie to protein ratio up front the first 2 months. I think changed something in my body where my body stops after the one roti. My body stops after the one bhatura or the half bhatura, right? I'm sharing the other half with Nikki, and I'm fine with that. I'm like, cool. I got my taste. My body doesn't need more. I'm listening to my body more actively. What else do I want? I don't need to stuff myself. I used to stuff myself before, um, and then now that I've had this, I'm gonna get down to working out just tomorrow. And what am I going to do? I'm going to do the same routine that I did for the last so many months. So, and then I'm going to be honest about it with Arsalan. I'm going to let him know what I'm doing, what I'm not doing, and he's going to see it. My wife, by the way, is definitely better than me on documenting meals. So honest. She's been so honest in documenting her meals. It's incredible.
She's
But
doing really well too, by the
yeah,
way. I'll have her speak for herself one day, but please
absolutely.
continue.
Yes. Um, that's what I'm going to leave everyone with. It's not that hard. Keep it simple, keep it consistent. You will still have fun with your South Asian taste, and it is going to be life changing.
Brother, I really appreciate you taking the time, sharing your experience. And I want to thank everybody for watching. I hope that you found this valuable and helpful. And if you're interested in learning more about how we can help you with achieving a six pack, getting into the best shape of your life, having a life changing transformation, just like Gadan, I want to invite you to DM me the keyword SAS. That's South Asian six pack, not software as a service, on Instagram. And I'll reach out to you to see if I can help. Thank you all for watching, and we will catch you in the next video.